Assalamu alaikum. First of all, let's talk about the concept of God, because this is really important. The concept of God, the nature of God, the fact that people underestimate Him, God. The first thing we have to understand is that He's beyond our imagination, right? So when someone says God or the God, because Allah in Arabic just means the God. Arabian Christians, if they refer to God, they use the same word, Allah. So when I say the God or God, whatever you're imagining in your mind, you just have to know that that is not Him. He's beyond your imagination. He is separate from His creation. There's His creation, and then He's separate. He's above the seven heavens, above His throne. Our other senses have a limit. Our eyes have a limit. Our ears have a limit. Like if something goes at a certain distance, we can't see it anymore. Just the way we can't hear everything, there's certain pitches and frequencies that animals can hear, but humans can't hear. So it's the same thing with our minds, that we cannot comprehend God, the worship of one God, this one being, right? It's in multiple faiths. Judaism, the Jewish people, they also believe in the one God. The Christians, they claim to believe in the one God, but of course then they've kind of gone off track with the 3 in 1, 1 in 3. But they also believe in the one God. And if we go back to even Hinduism, the religion of Hinduism, if we look at their scriptures, they also believe in one God. When I was making this video, I was thinking about, when I started planning this video, a lot of things came, and I was like, there is no way of compacting everything into a short minute video. So I'm gonna, inshallah, God willing, make other videos, for example, like Islam and Christianity, and Islam and Hinduism, etc. It's very important in Islam, the oneness of God. If you ask a Muslim to define God for you, right? The best he could do would be probably to get a chapter of the Quran where it says that, God is one. Say that He is one. God is eternal. He neither begets nor was He begotten. He doesn't have children. He was born, and that there is nothing like Him. Islam believes that there were over 120,000 prophets sent to every nation, everywhere, preaching one message, just one message, the worship of one and only God. For example, all the messengers from Adam, Noah, and all the messengers that came in between, Joseph, etc., to David, to Jesus. Finish off with the Prophet Muhammad. David was sent the Psalms, and Moses was sent the Torah, and Jesus was sent the Angel, the Bible, the Quran. The final revelation was sent to Muhammad, the last messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. But we do believe that through time, revelations, these other scriptures have been corrupted over time. As you can ask anyone with decent knowledge in the biblical studies, and he will tell you that it's a plain and clear fact that the Bible has been changed by man many times. He's got the fingerprints of man all over it. The final revelation sent to Muhammad, the Quran, it is the only religious book with zero contradictions, with miracles that are scientific. Plus, it's got a linguistic miracle that I can explain to you, but inshallah, God willing, I'll explain the linguistic miracle of the Quran in another video. No other book can give you this. But Jesus was sent to the people, the children of Israel, and so was Moses at the time. But the final prophet, Prophet Muhammad, he was sent for the whole of mankind. It's a fact. Jesus was a Muslim, and you can see there are many quotations and references from the Bible that I can explain to you and tell you that how Jesus was a Muslim. Jesus speaks about that His judgment is always true, because He doesn't seek His will when He makes a judgment. He seeks God's will. Judgment is always just, for I seek not my will but my Father's will. And the way that He says Father, that's just biblical language, like they refer to God as Father. And anyone who is led by the Spirit of God is a son of God. To hear, what is He saying? That he submits his will to God. And what is a Muslim? A Muslim is someone who follows Islam. Islam means submitting your will to God's, like peaceful submission of your will to God. If you do believe, you should work and move towards that shahada, to that statement of faith, that declaration of faith, so you can come into Islam, because death can hit at any time. And trust me, there are two rides, right? And you do not want to be on the other one. There's one with the declaration of faith and belief and you're a believer and you die and pass away as a believer, and the other one is that you die as an unbeliever. And trust me, you do not want to take the other ride. And the fact of life is just that death can come anytime. Like by the time that I upload this video, or by the time this video is published, I could be dead. You never know. Just last night, me and my mom were talking about one of our relatives, right? She was so young. She was like 20 years old. She got cancer and she died. You hear these stories all the time, like teenagers who are so young died. Like, you never know when death could strike. So it's best to hasten towards that declaration of faith, so you can at least be in Islam when death comes. I want to leave you with a few things of how you can judge that are your beliefs in line with the one religion for all of mankind, Islam. There's only two parts of it, and it's easy becoming a Muslim, right? All you have to do is declare the Shahada with some witnesses, right? And the Shahada is the declaration of faith. There is no God but Allah, there is no God but the God, and that Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is the final messenger, right? That's all you have to believe. And if you believe then if there is no God, but there is one God only, there is no God but Allah, if you already believe that, then the final part is just that. And if you believe those two, you are already a Muslim. There is only one God, and the Muhammad is the final messenger, which you should, as the scientific proofs, the linguistic miracles, which I'll have in another video, of the Quran. You should come to the conclusion of that there is no other religion, but this is the final religion. This is the only religion. I've seen all the other religions, and this is the only one which I can put my faith into because it's solid. If there was something off with it, I wouldn't believe in it. If you still don't believe, I have a final tip for you, which is the way Jesus, this is actually a quote from the Bible, of course it is. It says that, Jesus went further and he put his face to the ground. He put his face to the ground and he prayed. Let me ask you this question. What group of people pray like that, like putting their faces towards the ground? What kind of people pray like that? It is the Muslims. If you still don't believe and you need guidance, do that. Try that out. Put your face to the ground in that prostrating position. Speak to your maker, ask for him for guidance. And God does say that one prayer that always gets answered is a prayer for guidance. So like put your forehead to the ground the way Jesus did, the way the Muslims do, and ask for guidance, and I'm sure he will guide you. Put your forehead to the ground, forehead and nose to the ground, and just, because that at that position you're the closest to God. Like you're closest to your maker. You're closest to your maker. So get in that position, talk to him, and I'm sure he'll guide you. And I'm done. That's it. Over.